We had another absolutely delicious dinner tonight. First, we are making some queso. To a crock pot, you're going to add 2 cans of evaporated milk. Then take 1 pound of white American cheese. Just tear that up and then put it in your crock pot. And I messed up, and you do need a much larger of a crock pot than I was trying to use. So we got the other crock pot out, dumped that in, and now we're still adding that cheese in. Then I took a can of the diced green chilies, and I'm adding that in. And if you want, you can add some seasoning. I didn't, and I thought it was perfect. And then we're shredding up 1 whole pound of pepper jack cheese and adding that in as well. Just mix this up really well. And then I am adding 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch to this. Keep mixing, cook on low for 2 to 3 hours. And we are making fiesta bowls tonight, so I am chopping up some potatoes really small, just like this, really little cubes. And since they're so small, I'm not par cooking them or anything. I'm just putting them on a sheet pan. You're going to put a couple tablespoons of oil on those and then season them however you want. I'm using garlic powder and taco seasoning. Just toss this up really well, and you're going to bake this at 425 for about an hour. I'm going to flip that a couple times while cooking. And then I'm just making a couple pounds of taco meat, just like you would make tacos. And you can add more to this if you want, some onions, maybe some rotel, something like that. This is the way the cheese looked when it was done. It was so delicious. And those potatoes were perfect as well. This meal was absolutely amazing. I hope you guys give this one a try. Let me know if you do. I just made myself some lunch, and it was so delicious. I am definitely going to make some of these for when the kids get out of school too, because I know they're going to love them too. First, take some burrito tortillas and then grab some roast beef. My roast beef was like glued shut. It was ridiculous. Just lay some roast beef down on that tortilla. I recommend doing like 2 pieces, not 3, because this one was definitely loaded. And then like 2 pieces of cheese. I'm doing provolone, but you could do Swiss too. And then just roll those up and put them seam side down on your pan, just like this. And then you are going to go and grab some butter. And it took me forever to look for butter too, because somebody used it all and just left the package in there, which was probably me, honestly. And then you're going to melt that in the microwave, and then add some garlic and herb seasoning to that, and then just spread that on top of those tortillas. And you're going to bake those at 400 degrees for about 20 or so minutes until they're nice and golden. While those are baking, you're going to make your little au jus packet. So just follow the little package directions. I'm just doing mine in the microwave. I'm not even sure if that's on the package, but I just mix it all together like the packet says, and then put it in the microwave for like 5 minutes or so, and then whisk again, and then just leave it warm in there. Whenever those are all done, make sure they're nice and crispy on the edges too, because mine were absolutely delicious on the edges. That was my favorite part of it. Then you're going to take those and dip them in your au jus, and you have these perfect little French dip roll-ups that took no time at all to make. Tonight I'm making my favorite dinner. I've shared this one multiple times, but I am going to change it up just a touch. I'm making crock pot potato soup. First, I am chopping up some bacon, and if you want, you don't have to do as much bacon as me, but we do like to put a lot of bacon on our potato soup. And you're going to get that cooking in a large skillet. Just put that on a medium heat so it doesn't splatter at you. And now I'm taking a few pounds of potatoes and then peeling those. And I like to cube mine pretty small. If you want, you could do bigger cubes and then mash your potatoes later, but I don't really care to mash mine, so this is just how I'm doing it. And then you're just going to throw those in your crock pot with that whole carton of chicken broth. You can season it however you want. I am using some pepper and some smoked paprika. And while that bacon is still cooking, I am chopping up 2 yellow onions. Once that bacon is nice and crispy like this, you're going to remove that and just put it on some paper towels for now. And then take out some of that bacon grease, but leave some in there. And then you're going to add your onion in there. Once that's translucent, you're going to add a couple tablespoons of minced garlic. Once you really smell that garlic, you're going to add that on top of your potatoes and that chicken broth. Just mix it up really well, and you're going to cook this on high for 3 to 4 hours until those potatoes are tender. Then to a separate bowl, you're going to add 1 cup of heavy cream, 3/4 cups of sour cream, and then a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. Just whisk that together really well, and you're going to dump that in. And if you want, you can skip the cornstarch and just mash those potatoes up, but like I said, I don't really care to do that. And then we are definitely making ours cheesy, so I am shredding up a few cups of cheese. I'm doing Colby Jack and then cheddar. Just mix that up until everything is melted, which will not take any time at all, and then top it with bacon and green onions. Tonight's dinner was so amazing. So I started making everything after I dropped off the kids from school. Then everything kind of just sits, and then I start making it right after they get out of school. For this buttermilk fried chicken, I'm doing 1.5 cups of buttermilk, 2 eggs, and 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and then all those seasonings. Then you're just going to whisk this up all real well. Then I'm taking 4 really large chicken breasts, and then you're going to cut off the weird pieces of those, and then just slice them as thin as you can, because we're going to make some sandwiches out of those, or some of the kids just ate them like this. So some of those chicken breasts, I was able to get like 3 pieces out of them, and some of them were really big, so I cut those in half. You're going to add that chicken to the buttermilk and just make sure everything is covered and set that in your fridge. And with those chicken sandwiches, I am making some french fries. I always cut mine by hand, but I know some people have the little cool contraption to cut yours into fries, but this is what I'm going with, all around the same size. Once you get those all washed up, you're going to fill your bowl up with water and then cover those with ice too. So you're sitting them in ice water for a few hours. And this is the flour for the fried chicken. So I'm doing 2 cups of flour with 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and then all those seasonings that I used before. And now it's time to start cooking those french fries. Drain all your water, and then you're gonna dry those fries off. And you are frying these 2 different times. The first time you're cooking them at 325 for 8 minutes, take those off and let them cool all the way. And now we're ready to make that fried chicken. Just take that chicken out of the fridge and dip it in the flour mixture, and you're gonna cook this at 350 for about 4 minutes, and then flip over until golden brown. Then for the last fry on the french fries, you're cooking those at 350 for about 5 to 6 minutes until golden. And my husband said these fries were the best he's ever had. Make sure to put some salt on those fries right when they come out. We topped our chicken sandwiches with some sauce and some pickles. This one was absolutely amazing. I hope you give it a try. Let's make some really easy Twix bites. These are absolutely delicious, and there's only a few ingredients. You could also kind of change these up for the holidays and put whatever color sprinkles on. I cannot recommend these enough. First, you're just going to take these mini vanilla wafers and place those on a sheet pan. Now take some Rolos and then put those right on top of your vanilla wafers. Then you're going to bake these at 350 degrees for just a little over a minute until they're nice and melted, and then take another vanilla wafer and then just smash it on there just like this. It is that easy. Now you're going to place these in your fridge or your freezer to harden, and I only did it for like 5 or so minutes in my freezer just because I was in a rush. And now you're going to melt your chocolate chips. You're going to do about 1.5 cups of, I did semi-sweet chocolate chips, but it really doesn't matter what, with a tablespoon of oil. Just microwave that until nice and smooth. Now take those out of the freezer, and now you're going to dip it in your chocolate just like this. Tap it off and then place it back on your sheet pan. Once those are all dipped in chocolate, you're going to place them back in your fridge or your freezer to harden, which again does not take very long. These were delicious, and for my family, they were gone in minutes. This right here has been my favorite dinner all week. It is a 1 p.m. meal, and it is absolutely amazing. First, I'm taking 2 New York strip steaks and then seasoned with some pepper and that Montreal steak seasoning. And then I'm chopping up 2 bell peppers. I think mushrooms would have went so good in this one too. I just didn't have any. So I'm also doing a jalapeno. I just took out some seeds of that, and then an onion as well. Now you're gonna grab your large skillet and then add a little oil to that, and then your steak. I was trying to go for a medium rare here, so I'm doing 3 minutes on each side. And then once that time was up, I added a few tablespoons of butter and then basted those steaks in butter for about 30 seconds. Now just take those steaks off to rest. Then to that same pan, you're gonna add a couple more tablespoons of butter. And you can turn down the heat to a medium here. And then once that butter is melted, you're gonna add your veggies in. Season them well with smoked paprika and Slap Your Mama seasoning. And if you don't want spicy at all, just change up the seasonings. I cooked those for about 5 minutes until the veggies are a little soft. Now, I'm using instant rice to go faster, so I'm doing 3 cups of instant rice and then just tossing that up really well, and then add 3 cups of beef broth and then crank up the heat. Once it's boiling, you're going to reduce the heat and cover it just for like 2 minutes, and it's already finished. While that was cooking, I cut up my steaks, and I did go a little over medium rare, but it's fine. Now I want my rice a little creamy, so I'm adding 1/2 cup of heavy cream and then 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, and if you want it creamier, just add a little more. And honestly, that rice was the best rice I've ever had. Now just top it with those steaks and enjoy. I absolutely am in love with this one. Today for dessert, I made this absolutely delicious peanut butter lasagna. First, you're going to grab a package of Nutter Butters, and you're going to line the bottom of a 9x13 pan with those, and you will have some left over. When you're done with that, just set that pan aside, and you're going to grab a separate bowl and add a block of softened cream cheese to that, and then 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. You're going to mix this really well with a mixer. Then you are going to add 1.5 cups of Cool Whip to this. Just fold this in. Now once that looks a bit like this, you're going to add this to the top of your cookies, and this is a little tricky, but grab a spoon and it's a little easier. So just like that. And now grab another separate bowl and add 2 packets of instant pudding to this, and then 3.5 cups of milk, and just whisk that up really well. And then you're gonna grab the rest of those Nutter Butters and then put them in like a separate baggie, and then crunch those up really well, and then add them to that chocolate pudding. Just mix that up really well, and you're gonna spoon this over the top of that cream cheese mixture. Now take the rest of that Cool Whip and then place that on top of that. And you're using a 16-ounce container of Cool Whip. Now grab some Reese's and then chop those up really well, and then sprinkle those all over the top. And then you're going to take about 1/4 cup of peanut butter, and I'm microwaving mine to make it really runny like that. And then drizzle that all over the top of those Reese's. You're going to let this sit in the fridge for at least a couple hours so that peanut butter hardens. This was so good, probably my favorite dessert. Today I made another really fun kind of lunch for me and the kids since they are still home from school. These were so good too. It's like a pizza perogi nachos. First, I grabbed a bag of the frozen pierogies. Just put those on a sheet pan lined with some parchment paper for easier cleanup. And then I took a stick of butter. I just melted mine in the microwave. And then I'm adding a bunch of this garlic and herb seasoning to it. Just mix this up well. And then you're going to put it on each of the little pierogies. Then you're going to flip those over and then do the same thing. And then you are going to put these in your oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. And you're going to take these out and flip them in 15 minutes too. While that's in the oven, you're going to cook 1 pound of Italian sausage. And then you are also going to freshly shred some mozzarella cheese. You'll only need 1 to 2 cups of that. I'm just shredding my whole block and then putting it in the fridge. So when those pierogies come out the first time, you're just going to flip these over and then put them in again for another 15 minutes. And then when they come out again, they should be nice and fluffy like that. I'm going to add a little bit more of that seasoning to it, and then some red pepper flakes. Then grab some pasta sauce and then put a little of that on the top, and then grab that Italian sausage, sprinkle that all over it, and then add your shredded cheese, and then whatever you like on a pizza. So we did black olives and these little mini pepperoni too. I'll place that back in the oven for the last time until everything is nice and melted. These pizza pierogi nachos are delicious.
Take this up. No. Baby, she's moving. I'll sell my sandwich to you if you want some.
Let's make some dinner for when the kids get home from school. This sheet pan bacon cheeseburger quesadilla is everything. I made the chicken quesadilla version of this a long time ago, and that one's delicious too, but I liked this one way better. And it's incredibly easy to make. So first I'm just gonna get my tortillas ready. So I'm just laying 4 burrito tortillas on my sheet pan. And now I'm gonna cook 1 pound of bacon and 1.5 pounds of ground beef with 1 onion. Drain that fat and then season however you want really. Then you're gonna take that meat and then add it to the top of your tortillas. Make sure to spread it all the way to the edges, and then grab that bacon that you cooked and then put it on top of that. And now you can use whatever kind of cheese you want. I'm using American cheese, and you're gonna put it on top of that. And then grab 2 more of the burrito tortillas and put them on top, and then fold over just like this. Make sure to spray it down with some more oil so it gets crisp, and then grab another sheet pan and place it on top. Bake at 450 degrees for 20 minutes. Now I made some burger sauce for mine, but you can dip it in ketchup, mustard, whatever. I'm doing a cup of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, some seasonings, and then some dill relish. You're just gonna cut this with a pizza cutter and then enjoy. I hope you guys love this one as much as I did. Tonight's dinner was pierogi nachos. This was just kind of a fun dinner that ended up being really delicious. First off, just taking a large sheet pan and lining it with some parchment paper. Then I added a family-sized bag of the frozen pierogies. You're gonna add a little oil to the pan and then add some to those pierogies too. And then you're gonna season them really well. We're using taco seasoning, some Slifer Mama seasoning, and some garlic powder. You're gonna put those in your oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. While those are cooking, you're just gonna make your taco meat as you normally would. So I'm using a pound of ground beef adding the packet of taco seasoning with the water, and then just setting that aside. When those pierogies come out of the oven, you're gonna flip these over and then put them back in the oven for another 15 minutes. And then once they come out again, you're gonna top it with your ground beef, and then you're gonna add some freshly shredded cheese. Just put that back in your oven until the cheese is all nice and melted. This one came out so delicious. I topped mine with some sour cream. This one actually is a very filling one too, so I hope you guys give this one a try and let me know if you do.